All right, guys, let's go over our spiral problems of the day. There were 2 problems. Remember on your paper to keep it organized, it is okay to divide it in half, just like we do in the classroom. For independent practice, you can quarter it if you want, whatever works for you, but just make sure your work is being neat and it is being organized. So you should only be watching this video for one of 2 things. One, if you have finished your problems and you have went ahead and uploaded a photo of them for me in the Google Classroom. If you're having trouble doing that, just send me an email. Or 2, if you're working on your spiral problems and you are just completely lost and you need to watch how to do it, that's fine. However, if you are completely lost and watching this video, you should also be emailing me and saying, Miss McKee, I'm really struggling with problem number 2. Let's talk about how we can get through this, and then we'll figure something out together. Just because I'm not there does not mean I'm not going to be walking you guys through this together and helping you out. So let's jump through our problems. We had 2 problems. The first problem was there are 40 students at J.C. Sawyer on their Chromebooks. Each student does 8 math problems. How many math problems were completed in all? So when you're doing these problems, you need to think, what do I know and what do I need to find out? The last part of this question is what we need to find out, which is how many math problems were completed in all. I need to know how many were done. That sounds like I need to know the total. I don't know the total yet. If I don't know the total, I need to think about what operations I'm going to be doing. If I don't know the total, I'm either going to be adding or I'm going to be multiplying. The way I know the difference is if there are groups. So look at the problem and think, are there groups? There are groups. The groups are represented by the students because each student is doing 8 problems. So this student is doing 8 problems, this student is doing 8 problems, this student's doing 8 problems, and it keeps repeating itself because you could do repeated addition. It's 8 and 8 and 8 and 8, and this goes on 40 times. But instead of actually adding 8 40 times, we know that we can just multiply it. So we're going to take 40, because we have 40 groups of 8. So we're doing 40 times 8. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and we can break this 40 up. We are going to decompose it because I know that 40 is the same as saying I have 4 10s. 10, 10, 10, and 10 would be 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. So I have the same thing as saying 10 times 4. I have 10 groups of 4. So I'm going to be doing 10 times 4 times that 8 because each of them did 8 problems. So now I'm looking at 10 times 4 times 8. And we know with the community property, we can multiply this in any order that we want. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 times 8. I have my multiplication memorized, so I know that 4 times 8 is 32. And then I'm going to multiply that 10, bring it straight down. 10 times 32. If I have 32 10s, and I skip counted by 10 32 times, I would end up with 320. So there were 320 problems done all together. Okay, that is problem number 1. If you are confused by this, send me an email. All right, let's move on to the second problem. The second problem says that there is a rectangle that has a width of 8 feet and a length of 7 feet. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? We're focusing in on that question. The question is, what is the perimeter? Okay, if this was on paper, I would be circling that word perimeter. Perimeter is, you should be thinking this or saying it out loud, perimeter is the measurement of the outside of a shape. Remember, perim, it's her, okay? Okay, perimeter, we see that R-I-M, rim. Just like a basketball rim is the outside. So the perimeter is the outside of the shape. So this already told me that I'm looking at a rectangle. It would help just to draw a rectangle, just to get it down so you can visualize it. And it gave you the measurements. It says that it has a width of 8 and a length of 7 feet. So I know that rectangles have the same measurement on the opposite sides. The parallel sides have the same measurement. So if this side is 7, this side is 7 feet. If this is 8 feet, this is also 8 feet. Now, if I need to find out the measurement of the outside of this rectangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all of these sides. I'm adding them all. So I'm going to write an equation. We should be writing these equations down. 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7. And let's go ahead and use a variable and say that equals P for perimeter. Then I can go ahead and break that down. 8 plus 8, we should know that in our head, that's 16. 7 plus 7, we should know that in our head, that's 14. So now I need to add 16 and 14. If I set that up vertically, I'm going to add my ones first. If I have 6 ones and I add 4 ones, that's going to give me 10 ones. So if I have 10 ones, that's the same as saying I have a 10. So that would leave me with 0 ones and 1 10. 1 10 plus 1 10 plus 1 10 is 3 10s, 30. So the perimeter is 30 feet. If we include the label, 30 feet is your answer. All right, make sure that you have uploaded a picture of this work. If you're still struggling, email me.